you had made the comparison that, okay, well, guys, they have beards, therefore that's kind of comparable to like women
I
wearing
mean, I think it's
makeup.
just like a sexist argument in general, because now in 2023, we're at the point where like men wear makeup too.
I'm sorry.
Was that
what do you
Yeah, that was
That was
to that.
pretty aggressive.
Because you saying that's sexist, it just like realistically, it just makes girls look bad. Because a man preferring a woman without makeup is not sexist. It's his preference, just like you can prefer him with or without a beard.
So I agree. I just think it's sexist on the fact that like men think that if a woman wears makeup or not, it's going to play a part in her personality.
It does.
I think it does.
I can
to an
I can
extent.
I mean, you're wearing
wholeheartedly say
makeup,
that
so I don't
does.
think
Yeah,
it plays a
that's
negative
fine.
part.
No, but it depends
can
on how.
be.
Yeah, it absolutely can be, and it depends on how far you take that. Like, okay, sure, in the like, pretty much all of us are wearing makeup besides you. We're on a podcast. This is not like how I present myself day to day. There are plenty
Right.
of women that wear a lot of makeup every single day, and that is what he's
But
commenting
I
on.
still don't understand like what is fundamentally wrong with that. Like you may not like
so
it,
You have an
I guess to
insecurity,
but
if you
what is
Illustrate
wrong
the
with
point.
that.
Do you have a dating profile?
a dating profile?
Yeah, like, do you use Hinge?
dating app, Tinder.
No,
Hinge,
I'm in a relationship.
Bumble.
Okay, yeah. Well, have you ever had Hinge, Bumble?
Yeah.
Any of the pictures in your profile without makeup?
Yeah. Actually, they were.
Really?
I don't wear makeup often. I like wear it especially for today.
So I think generally speaking, most women who present themselves, especially in the dating pool, they present them a false image of who they actually are. You see that with makeup, you see that with filters, you see that all over the place. And it's just...
That shit's true.
It's just true.
That shit's true.
But men do the same thing in different ways.
How?
Posing on expensive cars that aren't theirs, posing with
Women do that too.
women who are like paid to be there, like escorts.
That's
I don't know.
Those
I
are
think
just
pretty rare.
exceptions.
Yeah, I
That's
was
like
gonna say.
extremely
okay,
rare.
Here.
I don't
If
think
you
it's
take-
extremely rare.
Let
I
me just
experience
respond
it
to
every
that.
day.
If you take like an average guy, he's not like hiring women to pose with him. Whereas like you take an average girl who goes to college, she probably wears makeup. Like at least if we're on dating apps, and I haven't been on dating apps in a while, but like if I'm actually I still have the shitty Facebook dating app, which if I'm swiping through, just the first picture, right? If you don't do a deep dive, and maybe you do a deep dive into their profile, maybe they have one photo without makeup. I want to say the first photo that you see, which is the eye catcher, 90% of the time, it's going to be makeup, and 50% of the time, filter on top of that.
What's
That's
wrong
kind
with
of-
that?
Well,
It's,
okay.
it's deceiving on how you actually look in real life without makeup on.
I don't object. Like, if they have one or two photos in their profile without makeup, I think that's fair. But if your whole profile on a dating app is like pretty heavy makeup and or face filters, that's very deceptive.
I mean, like I understand what you guys are saying. You think it's deceptive.
Do you
I still don't think that
disagree?
deception is wrong.
You don't think deception is wrong?
I think that I don't think that type of deception, like if it makes a girl confident in herself to wear as much makeup, put as much filler as she wants.
Sorry, hold the thought.
Beaten
Hold the
Cheeks
thought. We'll
donated
get to it.
$99 to the promiscuous corn star with the simp boyfriend that lets his girl do naughty films with other men. Do you believe you bring value to any man at all? What could you possibly bring to the table to
Oh,
a
wow,
real
okay,
man of
Cheeks is
value that
being
worth
called.
years
Well,
to find a mic?
He's going.
He's the roaster. He roasts
To
everybody.
at Beaten Cheeks.
Thank you for getting his name right, by the way. I appreciate that.
I would just like to point out the inverse of that, saying that if my body count and what I do for work is the most important thing about me to you, then you're not the type of partner that I want.
There you have it, Beaten Cheeks. You were saying about makeup and deception.
Yeah, I can see what you guys think, how it's like deceptive, but I also think that's like a hater perspective. Let girls do what they want. Let them feel comfortable in whatever makeup they feel like and whatever filler, plastic surgery, whatever. And if you don't like it, move on.
I have to pull up one chat, but I do want to address it. Sorry, guys, I have to pull this up before it falls off. Streamlabs only shows like the most recent 10, and it's about to fall off. Fally, not going to lie, a little jealous of how often FTG is able to gift such hefty charity so often, not even for the attention he might be getting, because it's a she, by the way. I usually donate anonymously, but just how much she's probably helping you. Just wait, bro. I'll catch up to you. Well, first of all, Fally, you're very supportive last show. Thank you so much for your patronage. Means the world. Thank you so much, man. And then I think we're good for a little bit. So you're saying guys who are kind of opposed to makeup or don't like women who wear makeup, that they are haters? Is that?
Yeah, like if you have such a problem with it and you're obsessing over the fact that this girl's wearing makeup, she's being deceptive, then you're weird.
See, but I don't think they're obsessing over it whatsoever. Yeah. The reason that this is being brought up is because not most women, but a lot of women that do wear makeup present themselves that way, and then a man sees them either in real life because the dating app profile was deceptive. They see them in person and they're like, I'm not into that. They get hated on for that reason and saying that they don't want that.
Oh my gosh. It's not triggering.
I don't think it's going to.
Yeah, I think
it's it doesn't. Wait, this one. It's fine. Let me see if I'll re-trigger it. Hopefully it'll come through. One sec here, guys. Do you want to?
I don't know. I guess mere comparison that I can kind of come up with would
sorry,
be...
hold on. Let's just read it since condoms do not protect you from skin-to-skin infections like herp, the herp derp, and 70% of cases spread through asymptomatic viral shedding. This is why they don't test for it in adult content. It would literally shut down the industry. Most of them are infected.
Can I respond to that?
Sure.
Basically, I get tested every week.
They don't test for herpes and HPV, though.
70% of the worldwide population has herpes and HPV.
You're talking about, I don't know if it's HSV1 or HSV2, but there's the one that it's cold sores.
Yeah, it's just the
But
oral
that's
herpes.
different than genital herpes.
Which I don't have, by the way.
I don't think he's saying that.
Neither
but
confirm
they
nor
don't,
deny.
They don't, when it comes to the testing that they do, they're not testing the actors for genital herpes or genital HPV.
I don't understand when you say they're not testing. Each performer has their own set of database that, like, if someone wants every single person that they work with to get tested for herpes, then they're not working with anyone who's not getting tested for herpes. So I don't know who they is.
But I'm pretty sure, isn't there like a law in California that the people who do work in the adult industry, it's required. I don't know if it's in the same way with
like
the
movie.
movie.
Pass certified, you have to get tested every 14
No,
days.
just let me finish. I don't know if it's the same way how in the movies, the film industry set up the MPAA, which is that gives out ratings. It's not a government body, it's within the film industry, but because they wanted to come in and say, we don't want the government to come in and start giving ratings and being a censor board. We're going to establish our own thing before the government comes in and says, hey, you need to start rating films. So my understanding, though, I think there is a law in California that you need to be tested. There are laws when it comes to testing, right?
Yeah, so the whole industry, you have to have a minimum of a 14-day STD test.
But they don't test for genital herpes and genital HPV.
No.
Okay.
Well, it's not required, but they do test for it.
Well, it's not required, but I'm pretty sure they don't test for it.
You can test for it.
You can test for it, but you aren't required to test for it.
Right, that's what I just said.
Right.
Butler donated $99. You can go years without having an outbreak, but all along with the way you're spreading it to people. Once infected, you're 7x more likely to contract HIV, have to take antivirals for the rest of your life, and have to disclose to all future partners.
Word.
That is true.
Yeah, good times. Good times. Okay, where were we? You were making a point, right, on the makeup topic?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I was going to say that the, kind of somewhat mirror comparison to that standpoint would be the reason being, I'll just state the reason behind it, is that men on, a baseline level for, seeking out partners value youth and beauty, whereas women value a man's ability to protect and provide. So essentially that income and net worth add into that, obviously play a big part in today's society. It would be like if a guy lied about his income or his job to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and clearly that would be a deception that you probably wouldn't look past once you figured out about it.
Of course, but I still don't, even though it would make me upset.
So if a guy worked at McDonald's but told you that he was this like billionaire finance
Stochastic
guy,
Sorry, hold on,
Decay
hold the
donated
thought,
$99.
Write it down.
Hey Brain. Sorry I'm late. Busy day working on my magnum opus.
Good to see you, man. Thank
Telling
you.
women that I'm stronger than them. Listening to K. LL This Love by Blackpink.
It's not that song.
Posing on cars. Mirren Gaines. Working on some 304's car at 11:30 at night. Anyway, did Layla Gluck Gluck?
No. She's first off, okay, last show, she was I'm 100% sure she's fucking trolling. She's just trying to, do her putting on the show nonsense, whatever. She did tweet a bit about it and she slid into my DMs, but she's fucking trolling. Like it's a I'll have her back on the show, but it's a gimmick. Go ahead.
no, but if a guy like significantly lied about his income or like
McDonald's.
his occupation to you, you
But the
can't
thing
lie
is,
to me and say
I
that
would
that-
know when I showed up to the date and he couldn't pay the bill.
I mean,
Well,
I mean,
people
you
can afford
fake it for one date.
Absolutely.
I mean, so what you said was, I'm quoting you that what were the exact words? It was like putting forth a false image. What's the word I'm looking for? Is fine. Being deceptive is okay.
I didn't
And-
say it was okay. I just said I don't necessarily see why.
she said she doesn't think it's wrong.
morally
It does.
wrong.
That's
Yeah.
why. Okay.
Yeah.
So deception is not morally wrong. Therefore, I can post all of these fancy cars and women on my arm in my dating profiles and show up to the date down to the nines and all this nice stuff, like showing off, like, oh, look at my life, and you'd be so lucky to be in it. And then a few dates later, you realize he works at McDonald's.
I mean, I'd be annoyed, but I honestly, like, I'm not a crazy person, so I would just
But it
leave it
is-
at that and
That's-
move
But
on.
the question
That's
is
far from
it wrong?
Let me
If
ask
the
you.
man wants to live his life as a poser and that's how he feels, like,
Do
satisfaction.
you want to date a poser?
No, but
Okay.
if he wants to date me,
Here.
as long as he's willing to keep up that lifestyle and that image, sure.
But he's
Wait.
not able to keep up that lifestyle. He
Which
works
is why
on
I
a-
don't date men like that.
Okay, so earlier on in the conversation, when the guy, the Norse pagan, he mentioned something about